Good afternoon, I'm Thandi Chindove with 2NURFM Hunter News. The New England Highway is now closed in East Maitland at Melbourne Street due to flooding. There are diversions in place both ways, and Hunter residents are reminded to take care and avoid driving on flooded roads. As the recovery efforts across the Hunter get underway, Hunter New England Health is urging people to take care. Residents are being reminded to thoroughly clean each area of houses affected by flood water, including empty refrigerators and cupboards. Hunter New England Health public health physician Dr. Tony Merritt says food affected by loss of electricity needs to be thrown out.
With fridges out for so many of us for so long, really important to now be ruthless and throw out food which certainly will have spoiled both in the main part of the fridge and in the freezer. So clear all that out and let's avoid any gastro on top of everything else that we're dealing with.
Recovery and repair efforts are ongoing across the Hunter. Maitland residents can dispose of vegetation, debris and storm-damaged goods, including furniture and spoiled food, at the Mount Vincent Waste Management Facility at no cost. A free green waste drop-off at Turalba Worm Farm will be available to Lake Macquarie residents from this Sunday until the 10th of May. The Worm Farm will be operating 7 a.m. to 4 p.m. on weekdays and 8 a.m. to 3 p.m. on weekends. Cessnock Council has set up a disaster welfare information centre in its administration building to help residents who are doing it tough in the wake of the floods. The service will help locals who may need assistance or advice and works closely with local providers such as the Red Cross and Samaritans. It can also assist people who may not have had insurance or are unsure about what financial assistance they are eligible to receive. The council is located at 6278 Vincent Street, Cessnock, and can be reached on 49 91 76 49. Despite the recent chaos, Anzac services are set to proceed as usual tomorrow morning in Newcastle. Crowds of up to 30,000 are expected for the services, which mark the Anzac centenary. The morning will begin with the dawn service, followed by a march at 9:15 and the United Service of Commemoration at 10 a.m. President of the Newcastle RSL sub-branch, Ken Fale, says council workers should be thanked for their efforts in cleaning up the city.
We're looking fantastic. The effort has all been with the council workers, and we have to pay tribute to those guys. They have got out very, very early. They're working their absolute backsides off, and I think Newcastle's going to look fantastic tomorrow morning.
On the eve of the Anzac centenary, a memorial walk which pays tribute to its legacy is set to be opened this evening in Newcastle. The 450-metre cliff-top walk will stretch from Streselki Lookout to Bar Beach and serves as a memorial to the Gallipoli landing as well as the commencement of steelmaking in Newcastle. The walk features the names of nearly 4,000 family names of 11,000 known Hunter men and women who served in the war. Newcastle Lord Mayor Nuatali Nelms believes the walk will be well received by the community.
I think the community response will be quite positive, particularly because it is in memory of 100 years since that fateful day our troops landed on the shores of Gallipoli. So I think that it is fitting that a walk is built to commemorate that landing.
Updating sport. The Newcastle Knights are hoping to reignite rivalries with the North Queensland Cowboys when they meet at Hunter Stadium tomorrow afternoon. The Red and Blue came away with a win after their Round 2 clash and are preparing to continue their strong physical tactics against the Cowboys, with forward Beau Scott possibly making a surprise return from injury. Coach Rick Stone says late changes to the side won't be taken lightly.
You've got to ask yourself, is it going to make your team better? Is it going to make your team more consistent? A couple of questions I suppose you ask yourself when you're looking to make changes. Is changes going to make your team stronger? Is it going to give you more chance of winning on the weekend? They're the most important things.
The Newcastle Jets will be bringing their all to their final match of the season when they take on Brisbane Roar tonight at Suncorp Stadium. A victory over Roar will see the squad narrowly avoid the wooden spoon, putting them just above the Western Sydney Wanderers on the ladder. And in basketball, storm-related water damage could possibly delay tomorrow night's Kibble Mellon Cup game between the Maitland Mustangs and Newcastle Hunters. That's sport. I'm Thandi Chindove. 2NURFM News Time is 12:10.